So, which team has got the best schedule this year? Which teams have a terrible schedule this year? And what kind of schedule do each of our favorite teams have? Well, we'll find out the answer to that question and many more as we take a look at the 2002 NFL schedule that just was released about a couple hours ago. And we're going to do that here on Fantasy Football Fever, starting right now.
15 seconds to air. Stand by all cameras.
Ready with slow motion and isolated cameras.
Stand by videotape and rotate.
And tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
How's it going, everybody? Tim
Good.
McClellan here with another edition of Fantasy Football Fever here on May 12th, 2022. And we got a pretty big show tonight because just about a couple hours ago, a little more than a couple hours ago, the NFL schedule was officially released. But of course, a few games here and there were kind of released maybe a couple of hours ago, a few days ago. There were some leaks here and there, but we now have the official schedule for each and every team for the 2002 NFL season. Here to help me break it all down is our commissioner, John Natale, the main brain of sports, John Flynn, and our very good friend, Nick Dennison. How are we doing, guys?
Doing
Hello, guys.
fantastic.
How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. So, did y'all watch the show like I did earlier?
Yeah.
I was watching a little bit of it on ESPN. The official
Yep.
schedule for the 2022 National Football League season was officially released in full, and we're going to be starting to talk about a few items here. We're taking a look at week by week what big matchups kind of stick out to us, and we're going to be taking a lot of all that. But first of all, let me put up an image here that I have. Looking at the strength of schedule for all 32 teams. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And I'm still trying to get the screen down here, so bear with me here. Let me see here. I don't know if I can. I'll go do this here. Let me get a window. Here we go. Here we go. We got it now. Let me go ahead and share this with y'all here. The NFL strength of schedule for all 32 teams. Is it up there? Do y'all see it yet?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the schedule for 32 teams. And as you can see, the defending champions, the Los Angeles Rams, have the most difficult schedule. See, their opponents on their schedule have a winning percentage, average percentage winning of 567. And then right down here, I need to fix that a little bit here. Let me exit the full screen. I got full screen going right here. And my laptop is moving a little bit slow, so all of y'all will have to bear with me on that. I apologize. Let me get that here, and let me clear that out a little bit. There we go. And as you can see, there's actually two teams tied for the best strength of schedule. That would, of course, would be the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. So, and Mitchell Hodak, or Mitchell Hill, if you're watching, I know you're a big Bears fan. They have, I'd say, a slightly better than average strength of schedule here. Their opponents on their schedule average at a winning percentage of 471. So we're gonna kind of break all this down a little bit more, and I guess you kind of got a good out of what we could talk about here. What's first on the agenda?
Maybe the
So,
week
yeah,
one
I
schedule.
think
Kick things off. Yeah, I would say just let's
Okay,
kick
I
off with
guess
week
that
one.
would be
What's the very first games on the schedule?
the week one, the week one schedules.
go ahead and do that here.
Yeah, I got it up.
Okay, okay, we have to hold up a second. Yes, this it seems like whenever we're doing this show, my screen just wants to go very, very slow. You know, share that here with you.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, here we go. If y'all can see that right now, this is the first week of the regular season, starting with a
there.
very it's still kind of buffering a little bit on my side, but starting with the September 8th Thursday night season opener, the Los Angeles Rams will start at home against the Buffalo Bills. Now, I would definitely pay money to see that. Because you got the defending champions, the Rams, going up against a team with a very, very good offense and a pretty good defense right there as well.
Oh yeah.
Any games stick out to you guys?
Let's see. Well, probably New England and Miami. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be Tyreek Hill's first game as a Miami Dolphin.
Yeah, see, I definitely think and one of the first things I was looking for with the schedule when it came out was were all the AFC West matchups, meaning games between division rivals within that division, and boom, we already get one in week one with the Raiders and the Chargers week one at SoFi Stadium, because every single AFC West game I think is going to be must watch television when you think of the intensity, when you think of the historic nature of all the matchups. I think getting an AFC West matchup right away I think makes a whole lot of sense here. So. So I don't know if you talked about Bills Rams while I was away for a brief moment, but that's the opening night matchup, and that's going to be all sorts of fun.
Yeah, that is going to be a good one right there. Then, of course, the one game sticking out to me for the second year in a row, the Cowboys will start against the Buccaneers and against Tom Brady. But of course, last year's game was, of course, at Tampa Bay. But of course, this year, the GOAT has come down to AT&T Stadium, keeping in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that the GOAT has a career record of 5-0 against the Cowboys. Oh, and one more thing.
Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play, like Julio with them.
I think Tim's microphone isn't working. So how about Denver and Seattle week one Monday Night Football? Russell Wilson returns to Seattle in his very first game with the Denver Broncos, and that's going to be all sorts of fun. It's going to be full of juice, and that's probably going to be the most juice you'll see from a game featuring the Seahawks all season.
Yeah, the most interesting matchup here because Russell Wilson will be going back to Seattle, only this time he's going to be wearing a Broncos uniform. So it's going to be interesting to see right there. Seattle Seahawks, as I once said, they were the Legion of Boom. They were the kings of the NFC South, or the NFC West, actually. But, of course, like I said, in my opinion, the Seahawks were probably the most disappointing team all of last year. So, interesting matchups here. Let's go to week 2 here. We'll see if we'll pick up on that. And Thursday night matchup, NFC West, Los Angeles Chargers and Kansas City Chiefs. That will be on Prime Video.
Yes, Al Michaels' Herb Street special on Prime Video. because it's going to be so much fun seeing one of the two of the great football broadcasters ever team up for what's a new era in football broadcasting.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the game that I've got here. Of course, we'll be breaking down every team schedule coming in July when we have our little 4 week series on our divisional previews. Um, one team. Oh, again, and we have the doubleheader is on week 2 instead of week 1 this year. The first game starts at 6:15 Central, 7:15 over on the East Coast. ESPN will carry another interesting matchup: Tennessee Titans at Buffalo Bills. And then ABC at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central has the Minnesota Vikings and those filthy Philadelphia Chickens.
Some
So
competition for viewing.
that's going to be a very, very interesting.
And,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
could
it's
be an
going to be some
important game
interesting.
too, because I think both of those teams are going to be jockeying for wild card spots in the NFC. So I think any game when you have because the NFC East plays the NFC North this season, so that means Dallas will be playing Green Bay, Minnesota. Philadelphia will be playing Green Bay, Minnesota. Those are going to be some important games. I think that might add up to who makes the playoffs and who doesn't. I also know the Saints have a Week 17 matchup in Philadelphia, so that's going to be a big matchup for playoff implications there. So that's going to be important stuff on that regard. And
Yeah, I see an interesting matchup here in week 2. Still a big rivalry, I guess not as big as it used to be, but still Seattle at San Francisco. Let's see what else I see here that catches my eye a little bit. Oh, I was going to say Colts and Jaguars, but that's almost like a no-brainer right there. I don't really see anything else that really sticks out to me as far as week 2 is concerned. Jumping ahead to week 3. Oh boy, we have Thursday matchup is AFC North competition with the Steelers and the Browns. Kansas City at Indianapolis. We got Los Angeles Rams against Arizona Cardinals. The Bay of Pigs.
I think
Green Bay
Tim,
at
I
Tampa
think there's
Bay.
a point
That is
that needs to be made about the Cardinals because the schedule release mattered for a team like the Arizona Cardinals because DeAndre Hopkins is suspended his
Suspended
first
6
six
weeks.
games because of an off the field issue. So who do the Cardinals face the first 3 weeks? In terms of quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford. So that's going to be a tough way to start the season for the Cardinals. So there's going to be a lot of pressure. Now, Kansas City is a little bit weaker. The Raiders are a little bit stronger. I'd say the Rams are still where they are in terms of level, in terms of them being the Super Bowl champions. So those are going to be some important matchups for the Cardinals. And if they can go 1-2 or 2-1 in those 3 matchups, remember that they started 6-0, 7-0 last year. If they can get to maybe 2 wins of those first 3, that's going to go a long way in determining how successful the Cardinals are going to be this year.
I definitely agree with that 100%. With Hopkins being out that long, it's just going to be a matter of time to see what they can do to fill his void. But as I was saying earlier, the big Bay of Pigs matchup, Green Bay at Tampa Bay. Oh man, I will definitely keep my eye on that one because you got the GOAT going up against that bad man.
Yeah, the first time the two
Maybe,
teams faced off
maybe.
since the NFC Championship game in 2020.
And this, as the Rolling Stones once sang, this could be the last time. Maybe the
Also,
last
another
time.
matchup I think another matchup that needs to be discussed. The Bills and the Dolphins, week 3. That's going to be a big matchup. If the Dolphins want to win the AFC North, I think they're going to have to win that game against Buffalo. So that's going
Yeah,
to be
or at least get a split in the series.
yeah.
Maybe split the series. Maybe Miami winning at home. Maybe Buffalo winning at home when they face each other later in the season.
I do think Miami has a shot of sweeping New England.
They swept New England last year, even though the Patriots made the playoffs and the Dolphins didn't.
Mhm.
So
Right. But for me, for Flynn and for Natalie, the Monday night matchup in week 3, September 26th. The old rivalry.
Oh yeah.
Cowboys at Giants.
Sorry, Tim. Giants.
Well, that's going to
is
be
that
very interesting because of the
Mhm.
very impressive draft class that the Giants had. I mean, I
Mhm.
must say, from hearing from you guys, I'd say the Giants did have an impressive draft. I say the Dallas Cowboys, like I said, had like a above average draft. I mean, not it
Mhm.
wasn't spectacular or anything, but we'll see how this rivalry matchup goes on the third Monday night game.
yeah. And I believe every season the last 9 years that when it's the Giants and the Cowboys have always hosted the first matchup. This time it's the Giants that host the first matchup of the season.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of interesting there. Going to week 4,
Yeah. The
the
Sunday night game is
Thursday
going to be
night game
huge.
is oh yes, oh yeah. Miami at Cincinnati kicks off week 4.
Joe
Then
Burrow
we
against
have the
Tua
old
Tagovailoa. That's going to be a fun
Washington at
matchup.
oh yeah, two of the young guns in the NFL. Definitely. Of course, on my end, I see the Commanders and the Cowboys. Still can't believe we can't call them Redskins anymore. I mean, it's not like it used to be.
Even the no names for that matter.
Yeah, we just call them the no names or the generics.
Mhm.
But they have a name now, the Commanders.
Mhm. Mhm.
Interesting. Probably the top 2 teams in the AFC South will face each other week 4 in Indianapolis when the Colts will welcome the Titans into the league or welcome the
Yeah,
Titans into that game.
yeah, those Colts Titans matchups are going to determine who wins the division because like last time, that if the Colts beat the Titans both times, but I mean particularly the one where what was it? I think the Titans came out to a big lead, and the Colts came back and tied it, and then Tennessee won on the field goal. That was a game that the Colts needed to win, but there were a lot of what ifs for the Colts last year for them not making the playoffs. So I think that's going to be an important game. Also, I think they play each other in week 7 or 8 in Nashville. So both those games are going to be big.
I see another interesting matchup here in week 4. We got the Buffalo Bills against the Baltimore Ravens. Now,
Yeah,
would you say this is like a make or break here for Lamar Jackson?
Absolutely.
I mean, we can't we can't evaluate anything until we see what he does in the playoffs. So
Right.
I think if I was to make a projection on who I think would win the AFC North, I think Baltimore has an edge because of all the injury luck they had
Yeah.
last year. I think people actually taking the Cincinnati seriously this year. I think Cincinnati is going to take a step back a little bit from what they were in the playoffs last year in the AFC playoffs. But yeah, but week 4 has some excellent national TV games I mean, I don't know how CBS is gonna cover the 2 4 o'clock games they have that week with Packers, Patriots, and Broncos, Raiders. I assume the Nance and Romo team will go to Green Bay, but you got the Broncos, Raiders. I think is obviously fun. How about these primetime matchups? Chiefs, Bucks, Rams, Niners. Those are gonna be
Right.
full of juice.
Oh yes, oh yes. It'd be Mahomes Brady 4, if I'm not mistaken, the 4th
Mhm.
time that they've met.
Wow.
Yep,
And
it's
this,
that, and
that's going.
this is the second regular season matchup between the two quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned, Rams and Niners, big
No,
NFC West
actually,
matchup.
actually it's number 4 in in the regular season, twice in the playoffs.
Yeah. So we got some very, very interesting matchups right now. Or actually got there in week 4, turning the calendar to October for week 5. Thursday matchup in Indianapolis at Denver.
And then the Giants and Green Bay, they're playing in London.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a London, England game, so that's going to be very, very early, and that will be shown on NFL Network. Let's see here. I'm just gazing through here. Anything stand? Oh, week 5, the Cowboys have to go to the Rams, face the defending champs. That's going to be a good one right there. It'll be very
Yeah,
tough.
and that's going to be a Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Olson special. So
Yep. And then the
Ravens Bengals, obviously, is a Sunday night. That's going to be fun. Raiders Chiefs Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Now I wonder if the viewership for Monday Night Football is going to decrease because, of course, now what was the #1 NFL broadcast team on Fox is now going to be the team on Monday Night Football. And, of course, being Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
I mean,
So,
you're still going to have the Manning cast on some weeks.
oh yes, the return of the Manning cast. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. So, not really anything flashy for week 5. Going into week 6, if I can get that up here. Yeah, going on to week 6. Thursday matchup: Commanders at Bears. Nothing to write home about, in my opinion. Let's see here. We have looking at the Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Carolina, Buffalo at Kansas City. That sounds very tasty.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Bills Chiefs.
Yeah, the Bills, Chiefs. And of course, the Sunday night game. Oh boy, Sunday night football, October 16th, Cowboys at Philadelphia. Oh boy. And
Yeah, and so Monday Night Football Week 6. That's going to be one of the matchups I'm going to be looking forward to all season. Well, first of all, it's going to be on my birthday, and then you got the Broncos and the Chargers. Then I would personally put Denver and the Chargers ahead of Kansas City and Oakland. So I think that's going to be a huge game. I mean, with those two teams, because with the improvements that the Chargers made with the offensive and defensive lines, and then the Broncos getting the quarterback and constructing the offensive line to pass protect. Now they will have to see what happens down the road with Jerry Jeudy, who got arrested today for domestic violence incidents. So we'll have to see how the Broncos survive without that. But they still have a really a strong couple wide receivers with Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick and KJ Hamler.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what happens in the Jerry Jeudy situation going on right now. Jumping over to week 17,
Week
Thursday
7.
matchup is the Saints at the Cardinals.
That
Yeah,
might be a big game.
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of the
we-
wild card race at the end of the season.
Could be. Cowboys are at home against the Detroit Lions. We got we have the other matchup between the Colts and the Titans. This time it's going to be in Tennessee. I can probably see a split between those two during that season.
Yeah.
I can probably see Indy winning at home, then Tennessee winning at home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And looking down,
Oh,
the
and then week
the
7. This
of
is actually the first time I
schedule
actually caught this on air. Niners Chiefs, a rematch of Super Bowl 54. The two teams haven't met since the last Super Bowl.
Right. Right, that's going to be a
And
going
then
right
Steelers
there.
Dolphins Sunday Night Football. The Micah Fitzpatrick revenge game. And because remember the Dolphins traded. What was it? The Steelers traded 2 first-round picks to Miami for Micah Fitzpatrick in 2019.
Oh yeah, I remember they traded old Minka Dinka Doo. So let's see, the Monday night matchup is Bears at Patriots. Bears Patriots. Well,
And Tim, and I wonder if the Dolphins will honor the 50th anniversary of the 72 Dolphins on that night because they beat the Steelers in the AFC Championship game in 72 to get to the Super Bowl.
Right. They will.
And I think the NFL wanted the 72 Dolphins to be part of the schedule, and what better way to do it than having the Dolphins host the team they beat 50 years ago in the AFC Championship game? Because remember, the Steelers got there a week early because of the Immaculate Reception.
Right. Yeah, that will definitely have to happen sometime this season. Going to week 8 now. Going to the latter part of October, we got the Ravens and the Bucks playing on Thursday Night Football. Lamar Jackson against Tom Brady in that matchup.
Denver and Jacksonville.
Cowboys are home against the Bears. Denver, Jacksonville, London, England. Correct me if I'm wrong, but has Jacksonville played every year in London for the last some 3 years here?
I think except for the COVID year, I think.
Except for the COVID year, okay. Well, I guess London must be Jacksonville's second home. I guess. Well,
I think so.
Yeah. Looking at the rest of the weeks of that schedule here. The second matchup with the Rams and the Niners, that'll be in Los Angeles. The Sunday night game is interesting matchup here.
Packers Bills. That could be a fun matchup.
Yeah, Green Bay at Buffalo. That will be very, very interesting. And
Cincinnati, Cleveland on Monday night. That's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, of course. Battle of Ohio, right there on Halloween night. That is going to be very, 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 very interesting right there. Going to week 9 as we turn the clock. It's turned the calendar to November. Okay, let's see what we got here. Thursday matchup: Philadelphia at Houston.
So Houston's only primetime appearance this season will be Thursday Night Football week 9.
Yeah. Then going down here,
I think Packers Lions. I think it's gonna be a closer matchup than people will give it credit for.
Packers Lions.
Yeah.
Interesting. This one right here, Rams at Buccaneers. That
Yes,
is definitely going to be a good one right there.
Titans
Then the Monday
Chiefs.
night.
That's going to be a good matchup. I don't think the Titans have played a game in Kansas City since they lost the AFC Championship game in 2019.
I think it might be right there. So, and we finish up that week with the Ravens at the Saints. Wonder how the Saints are gonna go through without Breeze now that he's retired. But going into week 10, this is when things starting getting really interesting now. Thursday matchup for week 10, November 10th. Falcons at Panthers.
Yeah, and for both of those teams, that's the only primetime game this season. It happens to be against each other.
Yeah, I'm making a nice divisional matchup right there. Let's see here. Seattle, Tampa Bay on NFL Network. That's in the first. I think this is the first ever NFL game played in Munich, Switzerland, right?
Germany.
Munich, Germany. Yeah, Munich, Germany. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how about this? How about this matchup, Tim? How about the Vikings and the Bills? So I mean, because you got so the first game, Stephon Diggs plays against his former team, and also Dalvin Cook will be playing against James Cook, his brother. So Cook was drafted by the Bills, and Dalvin Cook is one of the best running backs in the NFL. He plays for Minnesota. So I think that's going to be a fun matchup. Cleveland and Miami, both teams going all in with big trades. Of course, the Browns with Deshaun Watson and the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill. The Saints and Steelers, that's going to be a good matchup. And then how about Mike McCarthy's return to Lambeau Field?
Yes.
The Cowboys will have 2 weeks to get ready for that. They'll be coming off their bye week at that time. And then Rams Cardinals is going to be a big matchup. Chargers at Niners on Sunday night.
Yeah. You got one, two, three, four matchups here. And the Monday night game for that week is Commanders at Eagles. That could be interesting right there.
Mm-hmm.
Going into week 11. Moving further into the month of November. Titans at Packers on Prime Video Thursday night. That could be something to keep an eye out for right there. That could be a sleeper game right there. Looking down at the rest of the schedule here.
Monday night you got the Mexico City game.
We got Las Vegas at Denver. They're one of those big AFC West matchups that Flynn was referring to earlier. We got my Cowboys heading to Minnesota taking on the Vikings. Ooh, Chiefs at Chargers. Yes, the other two division.
Week 11's national TV schedule will be full of division matchups.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Monday night you got the last international game.
Yeah, the Mexico City game
for Mexico City. Whoa!
Wow, $563. Now that of course is $563 American.
Right.
But,
wonder what that converts into Mexican money. I wonder what that is.
What would that be in pesos? I don't know.
Pesos, yeah.
Well, very interesting matchups here, especially in the late games and the primetime game for week 11. Okay, week 12.
The best week.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving week.
Yes, the Thanksgiving week. The appetizer. Ooh, Bills at Lions. Bills at Lions is the appetizer.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh boy.
The main course.
Look at this, guys.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, Giants at Cowboys, and of course, you
Need it.
guys being big time Giants fans.
Yep.
Yeah.
First time since 1992 the Giants have played the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Oh wow, interesting.
So it's been a lot of Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Cowboys. First time in 30 years the Giants and the Cowboys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. We're glad to see those Giants come here. And then, of course, the dessert for that day is an interesting matchup between the Patriots and the Vikings. Then after everyone's taking care of Black Friday, we have these games here for that Sunday. Bengals at Titans. That kind of an interesting game right there at the 1 p.m. Eastern time slot. Chargers at Cardinals. 4:05 Eastern time slot right there. Interesting. Rams at Chiefs. That kind of sticks out to me a little bit.
Do you remember what happened the last time the two teams played each other? I think the game was
it was the greatest Monday Night Football game ever.
I would say the greatest regular season game ever played.
Greatest regular season game. It'd be kind of hard for me to say it's the greatest regular season game ever, but definitely the greatest Monday Night Football game there ever was played. Man, I still couldn't believe that. When I was watching that game all the way through, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. There's a matchup I'll be interested to see. Green Bay at Philadelphia for Sunday night. And kind of interesting to wrap up week 12 Monday Nighter between the Steelers at the Colts.
Yeah, and the Colts will be in prime time the following week because they have a Sunday night game in Big D the next week.
Yes, I believe they do. As we go into week 13, we move into December when the weather gets colder, the action gets tighter, and this is where everyone pretty much is jockeying for playoff position. Interesting matchup on Thursday night, December 1st, Buffalo at New England. The old big rivalry right there in the AFC East. We have the longest rivalry in NFL history, the Bears and the Packers. That's going to be in Chi-Town. I think they kind of waited a little late for their two games.
How about the match? There's one o'clock matchup that's already noteworthy based on news of the last 2 weeks. Titans Eagles. They just made the big trade for AJ Brown.
The trade that was on draft night. Yeah, the big draft trade they made.
So I wonder aloud how big of an impact Traylon Burks will have in that game. Traylon Burks was the receiver Tennessee took with the pick they got back from Philadelphia with the 18th overall selection.
Right. Then we have Kansas City at Cincinnati. That kind of looks good. And the Chargers are going to be heading to Las Vegas. And yes, as you said, the Sunday night game is going to be Colts at Cowboys. And we finish up that week with New Orleans at Tampa Bay. So that's pretty much week 13. Now we go into the real nitty gritty here. We go now to week 14. And we start with the Thursday. Oh, nice start for week 14. Raiders at Rams. That is going to be very, very interesting, I must say. And we got Cleveland and Cincinnati, Battle of Ohio Part 2, this time at Paul Brown Stadium. This is the game I want to go to. I want to go to see the I-45 showdown. And we're looking for revenge because y'all remember what happened 4 years ago when the Cowboys played at Houston, right? Yeah. The clapper, Jason Garrett, he had 4th and 1, and it was going to be kind of a long field goal, but he didn't want to go for it. He wanted to punt the ball away to the Texans, and the Texans ended up.
So I spot two matchups that I'm looking at in terms of the daytime schedule. I got the 1 o'clock game between Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
Then after that is Dolphins Chargers and a Tua against Herbert clash. Because remember, Tua was taking number 5 in 2020, and Herbert was taking number 6 in 2020.
Right. I really love it. Every time the Ravens and Steelers get together, it always gets ugly because they just don't like each other. But of course, this one right here, the I-45 showdown, Texans at Cowboys for this year. We want the bragging rights this year. And Sunday night game, Chiefs at Broncos.
That's gonna be big.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. And finishing up on the Monday nighter with New England at Arizona. I'm going to save up my money. I'm saving up my money because I went to a Cowboys game last year. I want to go to one this year, and this is the one I want to go to. I want to see us take down the Texans. So as we move along to week 15, and screen pops up here. The second match between the 49ers and the Seahawks, this time in Seattle, starts off the schedule on the Thursday, December 15th. Looks like they don't quite have times yet for these games here.
Not yet.
Really.
They'll probably
Miami at
determine that
Buffalo.
at some point, but
Yeah. As far as the other games are concerned here, Cowboys go to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. And we got Arizona at Denver. That could be an interesting matchup right there. Also, the Titans at the Chargers.
and then Burrow and Brady. I mean that's probably going to be the Nance Roma Wolfson game that week.
Yeah, that'll probably be that one right there. That'll be a good one to see right there. Sunday nighter is the Patriots and the Raiders. And now this is a very good matchup for a Monday night game. Rams at Packers. This is going to be an interesting game. Keep my eye on that one.
That game's going to be at Lambeau.
Yep. And it's pretty much almost might be kind of frozen, if not too. If it's going to be very cold, but I don't know if it's going to be frozen. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens right there. Going into week 16. Week 16 begins with Week 16 begins with a toilet bowl. Now, Jaguars and Jets. And we have Saturday matchups for Week 16 on December 24, Christmas Eve games.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. New Orleans, Cleveland, Houston, Tennessee, Seattle, Kansas City. That could be a pretty good one right there. Cincinnati at New England. That's kind of a good one right there. Here's the next battle between the Chickens and the Cowboys. Christmas Eve at AT&T Stadium. Raiders at Steelers. That could be an interesting one. Then we have only three games on Sunday. It's Christmas Day, but they're going to give us a Christmas doubleheader anyway. Got the Packers at the Dolphins, Broncos at Rams, Buccaneers
that's gonna
at
be a good
Cardinals.
one.
Which one are you talking about, Flynn?
Broncos Rams.
Broncos Rams.
It's also gonna be on Nickelodeon on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, the Nickelodeon game. So, and we finish up after Christmas with the Chargers at the Colts. This could be an interesting matchup right here. And then as we turn the calendar to 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, December 29th is a Thursday night matchup. Cowboys at Titans. That will be an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it all goes back to the old rivalry between the Cowboys and the old Houston Oilers back in the day.
See,
Then on New Year's Day, Sunday, no game. Right, absolutely. Because I think that AFC South match, the AFC South is pretty much going to be Indianapolis and Tennessee going neck and neck until the very end. Then on New Year's Day, we have some interesting games here. Denver, Kansas City right here. We have the second game between Pittsburgh and Baltimore, this time at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Niners at Raiders. Then we have Battle of Los Angeles, the Rams at Chargers. And finishing off on January 2nd with the Bills visiting the Bengals in Cincinnati.
First time that Josh Allen and Joe Burrow face each other in their careers.
Yeah, and if the Bills held on in the final 13 seconds of that game, that would have been the AFC Championship game matchup in Buffalo.
Yeah.
It was all there for the Bills.
And wrapping up the 2000. Yeah, it was. And the final week, week 18, everybody plays on Sunday, January 8th to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all division matchups, pretty much last second division title games may happen here. My team, the Cowboys, is up in Washington against the Commanders. And the Giants will be traveling to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs, Raiders, Lions at Green Bay. I guess I was kind of understanding.
Cincinnati might be a game to watch.
That just might be for the division title right there. New England at Buffalo, Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Well, Tampa Bay will probably already have their division wrapped up way before then. And then probably most likely the night game. Well, this one may be flexed out because I would not like to have the final game of the season to be Tennessee at Jacksonville because that's pretty much a lopsided game right there.
Yeah.
Of course, they'll start flexing. They start flexing during November, do they?
First or November, yeah. Like the middle of the mid-November, just before Thanksgiving, maybe, or just after, somewhere in that range.
Right. So that's pretty much a week by week rundown of the schedule here for the NFL.
Yeah, and then
Now,
I was going to mention there is a Shine 9 here where the best primetime matchups are ranked. That's why I mentioned the number one.
Adam Shine.
Yeah, number one is the opening game of the season, Rams and the Bills. That's the number one on the list.
I call into his show very often.
what are we talking about now, Natalie?
I was just mentioning something about the Shine 9. He has his top 9 primetime games. And he says it's number one.
9?
Yeah. Top 9. Because his name rhymes. Shine 9.
Okay.
That's why he's top 9. Yeah, he's ranking number one for the opening game of the season. The Rams and the Bills. I mean, sorry, Rams and the Bills that's the top game to watch.
Yes, it's because Adam's from upstate New York, and he grew up a Giants fan, and during his teenage years, that was when the Bills went on all those runs to the Super Bowl, and he went to Syracuse, and he loves Josh Allen, he loves Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, and everything that's up there, and he's picking Bills Rams as a Super Bowl matchup. That was his predicted matchup last year, but if they didn't get cute in the last 13 seconds against Kansas City in the fourth quarter, that would have happened.
Yeah, Cowboys cracked the top 9. They made number 9. Colts and Cowboys, the 9th game to watch.
Yeah,
Colts Cowboys, interesting. What else you got there?
That was basically it. I'm just gonna go run down his number 8 to watch is Vegas and Steelers for Christmas Eve. Let's see. 7th is the Chiefs and the Bucks for October 2nd.
That should be higher on on the list because it's Brady and Mahomes.
Number 6, Battle of the LA for New Year's Day.
Rams Chargers Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. Number 5, Rams are listed again against the Packers for Monday, December 19th. 4th is the Bengals and the Ravens for October 9th.
So repeat that: the Bengals and
the Ravens for October 9th.
Yeah, the Sunday night, week 5.
Yep. Number 3, Packers and Bills just before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 2, Chargers. Special.
I don't know what happened there.
So repeat what you just said because your mic.
For number 2, it's the Chargers and the Chiefs for Thursday, September 15th for Prime Video.
Yeah, the Chargers and the Chiefs. That's the very first game with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit.
And then number 1, as I mentioned a minute ago, the Bills and the Rams for September 8th. That's the Shine's top 9 primetime games to watch.
Yeah. Definitely follow him on Twitter at Adam Shine.
Okay. Well, I just have a little something right here. This is according to NFL.com. The top 5 games in the 2022 regular season. They have the Chargers at the Raiders at number 5. They have the Packers at the Bills at number 4. Chiefs Bucks at number 3. Broncos Seahawks at number 2, and Bills Chiefs at number 1. Now I kind of disagree with that here, but I would actually switch these two here. I'd actually put the Broncos and Seahawks at number 1, maybe. I mean, I don't know, but this one right here,
It makes sense.
yeah, I would I'd keep this here.
Yeah.
Packers at Bills. That's a very Packers at Bills is going to be very, very tasty. It's going to be very, very interesting. And Chargers at Raiders. I could probably agree with that there.
Yeah.
So who knows? We just got a whole lot of great matchups coming up this season. And so what else we got, Flynn? Do we have anything else to talk about, or
Yes, I mean, because if you watched it and you went up and down the Rams schedule, that said that the Rams have a pretty brutal schedule when you look at it, and Tim opened with the fact that the Rams have the toughest schedule in the NFL. And deservedly so. They could be playing playoff like games all season, and I think that might be the best medicine for the Rams, because I think the Rams are better than most of the teams they're playing. I think of them in the division when you think of them playing Tampa, they're playing New Orleans. So get that Rams schedule up. I mean, if you can find it, but I mean, obviously opening the season against Buffalo.
the Rams the Rams
a whole lot of
schedule?
fun.
Let's see here. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see if I can find it. Talk about the Rams here.
So it's because
Okay,
I
let
think
me.
the schedule, I mean, of just the Rams by itself gives you a much better visual of, I mean, exactly what to
Right.
expect.
Right. Let me get that loaded up here. Once again, the laptop is a little bit on the slow side. So let's get we'll get that Rams schedule up here. If any of y'all out there watching us, we invite you to put a comment in the comment section below. Tell us who you think's got an easy road, who you think's got a tough road. Is your team going to have a good season? Is your team going to have a bad season? Let's see here. All right. I think we're going to get that Rams schedule up here any second now. Okay, I think we got it. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. Let's see here. Okay, I think it's up. Is it up there?
Not yet. Spinning
It's
around.
still kind of loading a little bit here.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
see it up on my end here. Yep.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
this
Flynn.
gives you a better visual of what exactly the Rams are up against as the defending champs. I mean, so this Arizona, Seattle, Dallas, San Francisco, Tampa, Arizona, Kansas City, Vegas. And you can get Green Bay on Monday night, Denver, the Chargers, and then end of the season, Seattle. That is what I call a brutal schedule, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, especially against the Niners and the Cardinals a bit, because I still kind of think Seattle is going to be kind of in a rebuilding mode a little bit here, but who knows? Who knows? We'll just see what happens when the time comes, So I guess that's it. Or we have anything else to talk about?
I have one more thing that might be worth mentioning. Yeah. I found something here that's 2022 NFL win total projections according to Cynthia Freeland.
What are we talking about here?
Win projections. Based on the schedule.
Based on the schedule.
I'll just go through it quickly. Like Cynthia Freeland, she has the Bills winning the East with 11 wins. Let's see. She has the Chiefs winning the division, 10 wins. Let's see. She got the Chargers as a wild card. She has the Colts as the South champs.
Interesting.
She's got the Ravens as the North champ with 9 wins. She has the Broncos making the wild card spot. Let's see. And the Bengals getting a wild card spot, also with 9 wins. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to go through every team, though. I'm just going to basically say who she has winning. Let's see. So she's got the Jets with 6 wins. Let's see. Okay, that's basically the AFC. I'm going to try to find the NFC now. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, here it is. Win projections. Okay. She has the Bucks winning the division with 11 wins. She got the Rams repeating as champs with 11 wins.
Okay.
Well, she uses decimals, but I'm not going to use decimals because it says 11.5. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
It's kind of weird.
Because Vegas likes to use those numbers.
Okay. Yeah. So she has the Rams repeating. She's got the Packers winning their division with 11 wins.
I can see that.
This one might be a stretch. She has the Eagles actually winning the division.
Yeah. I've heard that so far with what everything's gone on, it could be neck and neck between the Cowboys and the Eagles in their division.
Yeah.
But I'll keep it. I'm going to keep an eye on those Giants. I'm going to keep an eye on them.
But yeah, she's got the rankings ever so close. Eagles 9.8, Cowboys 9.6. Wild card spot.
Wow, that is close.
Wait. So repeat that. What does he have the Giants at 9.6?
No, the Cowboys at 9.6.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if they got the Giants at 9.6, that would be crazy.
Yeah. And then she also has the 49ers getting the wild card spot with 9.5. And the Vikings cracking the other wild card spot at 8.9. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to see where she ranked to the Giants. Let's see. She put the Giants in last place, 6.5.
Wow.
Let's see who she put at the bottom of the barrel. Let's see. Oh, interesting. She put the Panthers at the bottom of the barrel.
Really?
5.1. So she has the Panthers finishing with worst record in the NFC. I'm going to go back to the AFC side for a second, see who she put as the worst team there. Let's see.
So she's
okay. Yeah, I think she's spot on for the worst team in the AFC, the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I was pretty much thinking the same thing with them. So
Texans 4.3 wins.
So Texans for the AFC and the
Panthers
for the NFC.
Yeah. I don't know about the Panthers part. I'm not sure about that.
I would kind of slightly disagree with the Panthers, even though. But I digress. So
yeah.
So we'll just see what happens.
Right.
So I guess is that all we got to talk about tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say this has been a pretty good show. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up, call it a night. And we'll be back next week this time because there are still some free agents.
Yeah.
Still haven't signed contracts yet.
Let's see. I got my sheet of paper right here. I crossed off the names that were off the board. So.
Yes,
I crossed off Mike Davis and Sony Michelle. They re-signed since I made the list.
Yes, they have.
But yeah, if you, I mean, like I said, if you guys think of any names that I missed, let me know and I'll add it to the list.
Okay, well, y'all probably know it better than I will, or they'll probably just send some.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't
reports on
particularly do
ESPN.
was offensive linemen. I don't know that area too well.
Right.
But yeah, we definitely got a lot of edge rushers and defensive linemen. That's going to be a frenzy for that.
Yes, and of course, there's teams that's going to need some offensive linemen and that. So that's probably what we're going to do on our next show next week. We'll start
Yeah.
talking about some free agents who
Yeah.
are.
Probably a 2-part series because we have so many names on this list.
Yeah, there's a lot of names. So we'll probably go offense next week, and the week after we'll talk about defense maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, some names I wrote are a stretch, but we'll see. Like I don't know if it's worth talking about Adrian Peterson or Jordan Howard. I threw some weird names out there.
Adrian Peterson. Wow. What does Adrian Peterson have left?
Yeah. But we'll see. I guess
Or does he have anything left?
Maybe. I mean, we'll talk about that next week, I guess.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that next week. But in the meantime, in between time, I want to thank y'all guys for hanging out with us again for Fantasy Football Fever. Schedule release. This looks like it's going to be a very interesting NFL season that we got coming up here pretty soon. We invite you to subscribe to my channel. Hit the button, hit the bell so you don't miss a video. Of course, be sure to listen to John Flynn with Hooked on Sports. Of course, we got the common links down in the description area below. So click on one of them. You'll be able to listen to his show. And Natalie, do we have a window of when our league is going to get renewed?
Yeah, sometime in June. Probably after the conclusion of the free agent frenzy specials.
Okay.
That's just the activation date. I don't have a formal date yet, though, for the draft.
Right. Okay. Well. Yeah, well, I'll just have to wait until the league is renewed, then we can go from there. So.
Yep.
So, leave a comment section. Leave a comment, folks. How does your team schedule fit into this? How are your team going to do? They going to do good? They going to do bad? We welcome your comments, and we'll just go ahead and wrap this up. Flynn, thank you very much, buddy.
All right, thanks for having me on again, Tim.
And of course, our Commissioner John Natali. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, had a blast.
And thank all of you for joining us here on Fantasy Football Fever. 2-part series starts next week. We're going to talk free agent frenzy. That's what we're going to do next week. So until then, Tim McClellan for everyone here at Fantasy Football Fever. Thank you so much. God bless you. And as always, be a good sport. See ya.
15 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready with slow motion device to his cameras.
Stand by, videotape, and roll tape.
And tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.